Little do do do. Do 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 do. Yo, it's Toki time. How's it going, everybody? It's time to continue case 4. Today's turning investigations. How's it going, everybody? Last time we left off, forgot. I keep forgetting I have to like click back onto the screen. Okay, what were we doing last time? Oh yeah, also, okay, so a couple things. First of all, initially I wanted to do something like just before Christmas. I ended up ditching that. Because I kind of wanted to rearrange my schedule. I kind of feel like I want to start fresh for the new year, so I want to finish Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, number 1, first of all. That's the most important to me. I want to finish Zelda. Second of all, I think I can finish this game. I think I can actually finish this game. Maybe not like this week, but like before the end of the year, I can finish this game. Because we only have this case and probably the next case. So I think we're actually on track for that. So I'm not gonna do anything special for Christmas. Sag, oh no, bien, nothing special for Christmas. However, in some ways, Ace Attorney is like somewhat Christmas adjacent, right? Because of the Merry Christmas meme. But yeah, so we're gonna do Ace Attorney, and then on Saturday we're gonna do Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, and then maybe we finish it over the next couple. We finish the last case over the next couple of weeks. But anyway, what happened last time? Basically the only thing we got to do, we like inspected the entire hallway, and then we got stuck on one specific part because I didn't know you could pan the screen down during the investigation. I still don't really know the significance of the balloon. I don't remember who had a balloon or where that was from, but oh yeah, no, I think I remember my theory on it was that the murderer, who at this point I'm pretty sure is Callisto Yu. I'm like 80 to 90% sure that Callisto Yu is the murderer in this case. But the murderer, I think, set up a balloon nearby in the hallway where, I guess we don't have the evidence for this right now, but there's a cactus in the hallway and this balloon piece was near it. I think they set that up so that from a different room, I wish I had like the floor layout here, but I think she set it up so that the balloon was tied to, what was it? So there were 2 rooms. There's room 1 where Callisto Yu and Detective Bad were talking, and then there's room 2 where the alleged murder happened. However, it's clear that that's not the actual scene of the crime. So I think she set it up so there was a balloon in the hallway and it went out the window all the way around It's crazy because it relies on this building having the most absurd, insane architecture. Like, I don't know who builds a building like that, but it like goes out the window and then around the corner past room 1 into room 2. So she could pull the balloon into the cactus from a different room, making the sound of a gunshot, alerting Detective Gumshoe, so he runs into the room and discovers the fake murder scene. And also what we're gonna have to do now. We have like so much evidence for this dumb little tangent. So this is the thing that happens sometimes in Ace Attorney, where there's like a dumb little tangent, you know, where like there's something going on that's completely unrelated to the actual murder, and you have to prove that it has nothing to do with the case or something, and then you maybe get one piece of evidence by the end of it. But like, we have this entire tangent that we're gonna have to prove because the judge is the only witness that whose testimony they're deciding Gumshoe is guilty off of. And in order for us to like get past this entire tangent, we have to prove that Detective Gumshoe is a big dummy who is eating snacks in the hallway, and that proves his entire alibi, proving him innocent and somehow getting us to the point where we can actually find the real murderer. But we have to do this entire argument first. I remember we like left off right here. We're about to start an argument with the judge. And that's where we're gonna start the stream. And then hopefully we get to finish the case today. Anyway, welcome back. Your Honor, if I may, I'd like to test your witness testimony to see how it stands up. Do you doubt me? Am I your new suspect? In a sense, I suppose you could say that. Even you, a judge, are nothing but a common witness before Von Karma. Silence in the courtroom! Silence, I say! I'm very imposing. Look at my tiny little hammer. My hands are giant. Mr. New Prosecutor... You bit your tongue again, didn't you? As a defender of the law, I never get a false senator. You can defend the you want. Very well, then. Your testimony, if you please. Please stop talking like that. I bit my tongue. You don't have to talk like that, even if you bit your tongue. What I saw during recess. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, during recess, I was on the swings eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich that my mommy made me. During the recess, I was playing hopscotch. Oh yeah. See, this is like what I'm talking about. This is our first time actually seeing the map of the place because we don't have it in evidence. It's like, it's so weird. Like, I know there are some buildings that have like a courtyard in the middle, but it's usually like built around it. Instead of this weird rectangle where they arbitrarily just have this strange alley in the middle of the building. Like, why do they have that really long hallway? Why did they build it like that? So he went from the courtroom all the way on the right side of the building into the main lobby, and then he went and then you have to go all the way around the building to get to the restroom, where there's one window looking across into the end of another hallway. It's insane. But because of that, here's what I think happened. I have my mouse on the screen, right? Oh yeah, wait, I forgot. Okay, so I have this thing set up where I have my tablet because I like to, it's cool to, if I can like draw on the screen to point things out. One sec. Ah, insect. No worries, it's gone. But it's really annoying because it's always in front. It's always like in front of my keyboard when I start stream or when I'm not streaming. And I have to like keep on moving it because I don't have a proper stand for it. But I finally bought a tablet stand recently. I just haven't set it up. But I guess I don't want to go through all the effort to move it. I'm just gonna use the mouse for now. Okay, so here, because of this insane building, here's what I think happened. The murder probably happened in lobby number 1 or just literally anywhere else. And then the bodies were moved into lobby number 2 where they were planted at the murder scene. Okay? So the murder was done and they were planted over here. Along with all of the evidence. Then the murderer sets up a balloon here at this window where there is also a cactus. The line comes out from the balloon out this window all the way around this side of the building, past both of these windows, into this room, lobby number 1, where Callisto U is. When she needs the quote-unquote murder to occur, she pulls the string, pulling the balloon into the cactus, popping it, making it sound like a gunshot. Gumshoe, who is a big dummy, and he's just eating his snacks, hears the gunshot. I think he's like sitting on the bench. There's like a bench in front of the window, and then he's like not paying attention because he's eating his snacko. Hears the gunshot, rushes into lobby number 2 where a murder occurred, quote unquote. And then what we have to prove now is that the reason the judge didn't see Gumshoe wasn't because he was murdering the victim, but because he was sitting down on a bench and now he can't see him through the window. It's such a, it's such a dumb little, God, it's, the construction of this building built entirely for this specific murder is so funny. Cosmic, welcome. I am just starting to get into this argument. There is a window on the hallway side. In other words, I could see into the hallway. As I entered, I saw the detective buying something from the vending machines. But when I was finished with the pee, I was about to exit the restroom. He had completely disappeared. A detective that goes missing while on duty? That sounds mighty sus to me! Your Honor, that was really dumb. Oh, no. I'm so used to simply listening to testimonies that I got caught up in the excitement. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to spoil your fun now. I must dunk on you, proving my intelligence. During the recess, I was sneaking a note into my crush's locker. Wait, what are we doing? There's one on the hallway side that's not really relevant. As I entered, I saw the detective buying something in the vending machine. Let's just press this. I think we have to press. We're at the point in the game where we have to start pressing as many statements as possible. Hold it! Are you sure that the person you witnessed was Detective Gumshoe, Your Honor? Yes, I'm absolutely sure. Look, there's a window. They built it so I can't. You know what I think the worst part about this is? The fact that they specifically built a window in the hallway for you to look across the courtyard, to look into the window to a restroom. They like constructed this building so you could see into the restroom from another part of the building. Shout out Spooky, welcome. We're dealing with like possibly one of the lowest IQ characters in the entire series. Besides, I can't think of anyone else with that kind of hairstyle and a big beige coat. On episode 4 of the game. Nice! This is episode 4. This is episode 4, yeah? Episode 1 was the tutorial, episode 2 is the airplane, episode 3 was the theme park, this is episode 4, yeah. Awesome. You're like pretty much caught up. Well, I was simply wondering if you were mistaken in what you saw. What? Preposterous! My eyes are sharp as can be, ready to cut through people like daggers. My eyes cut through my eyelids when I close them. Although recently, things do seem to be a bit fuzzier than they used to be. Clearly, his eyes are not the only things that have gone fuzzy. But allow me to say with all the honor and dignity of a judge, I am not mistaken in what I saw. Hold it! Into thin air, I assure you he is not a magician. This isn't Ace Attorney 2 or 4. I saw that detective buying something from the vending machines. Why, yes, I did. The restroom window looks over the courtyard and right into the hallway. But just as I was about to exit, I took another look and there was no one in sight. Isn't that crazy? That led me to the only solution to this mystery. Guilty. You're going to jail. So, he looked into the hallway from the restroom and over the courtyard, did he? Detective that goes missing. Ooh. That's so sus Among Us. Your Honor, I assure you it is not sus Among Us. Please remain calm. No. I'm perfectly palm. You're being anything but perfectly palm. It appears that his honor could not have been mistaken in what he saw. I suppose so, given his line of sight. However, Franziska, why do you suppose our lines of sight are so different? If you're referring to my height... Can't you hold that whip still for a second? Now, about his honor's testimony. I believe his line of sight to be an important factor. If it's that important, why don't you hurry up and tell him already? I will, but there's one more thing I need to do if I am to correct His Honor's testimony. I am going to need to retrace Detective Gumshoe's movements. His bowel movements. Oh wait, do I have to press everything?
Hold it!
I went to the restroom. Your Honor, why exactly? Your Honor, I don't understand why anyone would need to use a toilet. I never poop. You never poop? I also never peep. Oh, well, isn't it obvious? What else do you go to the restroom for? Personally, I go there to wash my hands occasionally. Or maybe I knew it! You sus me of some sort of tomfoolery, don't you? Please stay calm, Your Honor. This is going to be much harder than I anticipated. I'm sorry. You're right. I need to think things through with a level head. I keep forgetting he has like this really sad sprite. Why is he so sad? Oh, I'm just nervous because so much has happened today with this trial. He's so disappointed. He's like a little baby child that got his favorite toy taken away. Oh, I'm so sad. Let's see. I announced a recess and time for us to reconvene. But having done all that, I still wasn't able to go to the restroom right away. And why couldn't you? Mr. Faraday had been accused, so I had paperwork to process regarding a new prosecutor. Once I'd finished that, I was finally able to make a mad dash to the restroom. At least he stayed consistent in the going to the restroom part. There's a window! There's a wall! I'm trying to remember everything I pressed. Did I press this? Yes, okay. I think I'll like skip the one in between both of these. Bam. Imagine a beardless judge. Ugh, that's awful. There have been a few judges in these games, and I think for like 90% of them, they reuse the same, they like draw over the same model.
Hold it!
Hold it! He disappeared, but Your Honor, I think I did press this one. I think I might need to like go to a middle one.
Hold it!
I think I didn't press this one. Your Honor, did you really go to the men's restroom? What is the meaning of that statement? Are you implying I went to the women's restroom? I simply meant that perhaps you went to a restroom on a different floor. I had to go for such a long time. That's why I'm so sad. It was all I could do to dash the closest restroom halfway across the entire building. I suppose it's only natural given his circumstances. I ran from the courtroom through this floor's main lobby and down the hallway. Once you enter, you can see there's a window just above the urinals. There's a window above the urinals? It's not even like looking to a different part of the restroom. It's literally where you pee. They gave the opposite hallway a view into the bathroom directly where you stand to pee. That's insane. Yes, exactly. Your Honor, there is no need to yell. I can hear you just fine. Oh, I guess I put a little too much into that last answer. Now then, let's continue with the testimony. Guilty. What? Guilty. Did I not press everything? Am I crazy? I might have to object to something. I think I have to say that Gumshoe was by doing something else. Is it this? It's like one of these, right? Do I have to say, he was buying this specifically? Objecto! That statement and this piece of evidence contradict one another. Did you know? I don't feel a contradiction in the air. I'm just guessing at this point. Ugh! Mr. Edgeworth, I advise you to be a little more cautious with what you say. Don't you know, as the judge, I have the right to reduce your health bar penalty? It would appear that I was mistaken. Penalty!
Hold it!
Am I missing something with one? This might be like a press-em-all. Because he said I have to, like, retrace Gumshoe's movements. And I, like, press all these statements. Bum, bum. Must have gone into the crime scene. Is it this? Where I give him the explanation that he was sitting down? Okay, good. What was that finger wag for, Mr. Edgeworth? And don't you know it's rude to shout, objection, while someone is giving testimony? No lawyer would ever do that, and they will never do it in the future. Ha! If you truly are a man of the law, then you must always be vigilant. For example, I never let an opportunity to shout, objection, pass me by. Miles Edgeworth, it's one thing to be passionate about your job, but this is real life. This is real life. In the courtroom, you can never say objection. Didn't you know, Miles Edgeworth? In the courtroom, you must always be quiet and polite. Did you know, Mr. Miles Edgeworth? There's no drama in the courtroom. Everybody accused is always found guilty. And there's never a big, long case where we have to find out who the real murderer is. This is what some people may say is the pot calling the kettle black. Your Honor, oh my gosh! It's always a surprise whenever I see the alert that someone subscribed. Thank you for subscribing. I missed the name and I don't have like a permanent alert. I think I have like the page open for Streamlabs. Stream Elements, I mean. Ba-dum-bam-bum. It's probably here somewhere. It's gonna take way too long. Anyway, yeah, thank you for subbing. It's always a surprise because, like, I think YouTube has an option to make your subscriptions private, so like you don't always get an alert, you don't always get a notification for it. But if it's on, then I get the alert on my screen, which is nice. I have to click back. Take a look at this! Your Honor, take a look at this! Hello? What is that filth? How dare someone dirty the hallway bench like that? Who is the culprit? That party is hereby found guilty! I've been itching to say guilty all day. If you must know, the uncouth bench sullier has already been placed under arrest, thanks to your earlier testimony, Your Honor. Oh, well that's good, but who was it? We were able to discover something from the smudge on the bench. Namely, Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints. Not happy with committing just murder, he had to go and dirty the courthouse too? Double guilty! It's like the opposite of double jeopardy, where you never get out of jail. Your Honor, please calm down. Stop saying guilty. While it's true that the detective is the one who made the mess on the bench, we have not yet established that this action is related to the double murder. What do you mean? I believe that the detective bought a pack of Swiss rolls from the vending machine, and then promptly sat down on the bench to eat one. I hear that is what they do with Swiss rolls. The cake crumbs and pieces of chocolate on the floor under the bench. And Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints prove my conclusions to be true. Have I convinced you? I know that you are very stupid, so it shouldn't take much convincing. Oh, but I still don't understand. I'm very stupid. Is this whole thing related to how I couldn't see him? Can you explain it to me one more time? In simple language, please. It is indeed. The window in the hallway was built rather high up into the wall, at around a grown adult's chest height, which is much taller than my head. As evidence, I submit that Franziska herself is a tiny little baby who can't see into the windows. Miles Edgeworth, why are you always bullying me about my height? What? Wait, are you actually crying? I'm sorry, I didn't realize you were that sensitive. Which? Yow! Go! I knew I shouldn't have used her height as evidence. Basically, what this means is that the area directly under the hallway window is a blind spot when the hallway is being viewed from the men's restroom. Then... it seems that you have made the connection. If someone were to sit on the bench under the window... Yes, even someone as large as Detective Gumshoe would effectively disappear from sight. What? Do you finally see, Your Honor? Your testimony has just proven that Detective Gumshoe was in the hallway the entire time. Hold it! Ah, sorry. I've always wanted to say hold it. Objection! It's funny, I've actually had that button this whole time, but because it's a Phoenix Wright objection, I've never used this button. It's just like, I don't know, it's weird to use it in a Miles Edgeworth game. Objection! I didn't mean to say it like Phoenix Wright. He's not in this game. Also, he doesn't exist as a lawyer yet. All I wanted to do was try saying it once. Here, let me try that again. Hold it! Is there something of value that you'd like to say? I've heard nothing of that sort so far. Yes, actually, there is. I remembered something else just now. Mr. Edgeworth, please allow me to testify to the court one more time. Please, pretty please. I know you're in charge of the courtroom right now. Even if we overruled him, he'd just keep on talking, wouldn't he? That might not be a bad thing. The more info, the better in a perfect investigation, right? I'm very angry now. I suppose it's possible you can't see a seated person from the restroom window. However, that doesn't mean the detective was sitting there when I looked. Anyway, I forgot to testify earlier about probably the most important detail. As I was leaving the restroom, I heard a loud bang of a gunshot. Okay, here we go. Here's where we go with the balloon. Glurk. How is that? That is the testimony of one who judges the crimes of that is the testimony of a person that is very judgmental. Your Honor, could you try to state the important facts first next time? I agree. Before you go around judging others, you should learn to judge your own words. Eek! I'm sorry. Oops, I forgot. I forgot to mute my mic for a second. I'm eating goldfish crackers. They're tasty. But honestly, I thought that sound was just a noise popper until just now. Now that he mentions it, right before we restarted the trial, he did talk about that. Oh, by the way, it was my birthday! Oh my god, I remember that. Wait, did I actually say something about that? I feel like I must have. Tasty. Oh yeah, I must have. I think I definitely did. I definitely pointed out that it should have been a gunshot. The other day with my grandson, he also heard a gunshot. The most critical point in this argument is when did the judge look into the hallway? And whether that lines up with when the gun was actually fired. Oh. Is this how we find out that the gunshot was fired actually like 30 minutes before or whatever? Your Honor, if I may, I'd like to clarify a few details in your testimony. Rebuttal. It's possible you can't see a seated person, whatever. Doesn't mean Detective Gumshoe was sitting there when I looked, whatever. I forgot to testify about the most important detail, whatever. This. Hold it! Why didn't you say that? Your Honor, about what you just said. I know. I couldn't believe in reaction. It was going automatically. I'm just I like how he kept on repeating the animation. He's like, I jumped into the air like, ah, yes, like this, ah, like this, ah. Your Honor, please remain calm when you're trying to explain yourself to me. Yes, sir. Sorry about that. Now then, I must gather myself, yes. When I heard the gunshot, there was no one in the hall. I should know. I looked. There was no one there! This judge's emotion circuits appear to be stuck on overreact. Very good joke, Edgeworth, I know. Congratulations, me. At this point, nothing stands out to me as a contradiction in his testimony. Franziska. If I'm correct, this testimony is hardly precision quality. I know that, Miles Edgeworth. That's why I said at this point. I know that this is a pressable statement. I think my first line of attack will be to draw more information from His Honor. This one is a press-em-all, player. Hold it! In that case, do you concede that you were overconfident in your last testimony? Now hold on there. I just said that it's possible you can't see a seated person from the restroom this time. But you know something? I don't think you know when the prints you referenced were left on that bench, do you? Haha, I got you now, Mr. Edgeworth. While you have proven that it is possible the detective was sitting, I still have a problem with just when those fingerprints were left. He's right. I have yet to prove when the fingerprints were left on that bench. While he feigns ignorance, His Honor has seen a lot of life. This judge, I mustn't underestimate him. He seems like he might be a very intelligent person and a formidable adversary in the future. Foreshadowing, that's not true.
Hold it!
As we established, you went to the restroom during the recess. However, at what point in the recess did you look into that hallway? After I called for a recess, I handled the change of prosecutor paperwork. Maybe about 20 minutes until we reconvene. Do we have time? Wait, what did he... After he called, so 20 minutes before they reconvened, he did the paperwork. Just as I expect. What were you expecting? I demand to know what the all-knowing smile is for. Your Honor, that statement you made just now is very important. I'd like for you to append it to your testimony. Oh, I wasn't sure if he meant that he did the paperwork 20 minutes before, or if he was just recalling he did the paperwork and then he went to the bathroom 20 minutes. But I guess that's where they're going. So that's definitely with this, where the gunshot wasn't 20 minutes before. All right, if you insist. I love do. Yes, but what about this piece of evidence? Objecto! Tisku, tisku. Ha ha ha. I cannot allow you to make an objection. I am Uber Judge. I can refuse all objections. That is my fighting game super move. What? Your Honor, I'm really sorry, but I cannot allow you to not allow me to make an objection. I have a double counter. That is my super move. What? Egads, another super move? Your Honor, there are simply too many holes in your testimony for my taste, and your super move comes out several frames too late to be effective. What do you mean by that? Are you saying my frame data is too bad to make me a competitively viable character? You claim you heard the gunshot during the recess, but that is simply not possible. Ugh, Mr. New Prosecutor, recommended by Manfred von... Ach! Instead of biting your tongue, eek! I see you have no mercy for the elderly either, Franziska. Don't talk back to me unless you want to be whipped in the back. I'm going to hurt anyone I want. I love kicking the elderly. I love beating them up. I also beat up babies. I beat up anyone who gets in my way. Mr. Edgeworth, my ears are not that far gone yet. I'll have you know I can still hear just fine. And I heard the sound of a gunshot loud and clear with my own eyes. I think I just said the wrong... I completely said... That wasn't even a joke. I just said the wrong thing. I heard it with my own eyes. Your Honor, are you okay? It's from Detective Bad. And according to him, he heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to start again. What did you just say? Your Honor, you just said that you heard the gunshot about 20 minutes before we were to reconvene. How do you explain this glaring contradiction? That can't be! Unfortunately, that is the truth. I heard it clear as day. Bang! The loud sound of a gunshot. The sound of a gunshot. We keep returning to this point of contention. And that piece of evidence, I always did wonder why I found it where I did. However, now I understand what that gunshot the judge heard really was. Unfortunately, Your Honor, this is what really produced the gunshot you heard. I think... Okay, interesting. Okay, so I think what they're saying here is Edgeworth thinks that the gunshot they heard right before the trial was about to reconvene when the body was discovered is the real gunshot, and the one the judge heard 20 minutes earlier was the balloon. However, I still think it's the opposite. I think we're just not there yet. We're not gonna get there until like the next person we have to argue with, which is probably gonna be Callisto U. The song is such a good banger. But I think that we're about to say something that I don't think is true, but it's where we're going with this argument. Take that! I found this object in the hallway earlier. What is that pink substance? It may not look it, but this is actually a piece of a balloon. I see. And I suppose... That's so funny. It's the sound effect that they use in Ace Attorney when you add something to the court record. And I suppose you would like me to accept that pink balloon into the court record? Your Honor, I present this piece of evidence in order to overrule your testimony. This is one of my fighting game passive moves. What? Your Honor, your argument goes as follows. You saw no one in the hallway when you heard the gunshot bang. Now, there is no guarantee that the detective was sitting on the bench at that time. Therefore, you believe he must have been at the crime scene, defendant lobby number 2. Am I correct? Yes, that's exactly right. Let me ask you something. Do you think that the gunshot you heard was produced by a real gun? I think I've said enough that even you can figure out the rest on your own. Your Honor, you were fooled by the popping of this balloon into thinking it was a gunshot. What manner of trickery is this? That was a good effort you put forth, Smiles. But if it was me, I'd have wrapped this thing up before the judge even testified, because I'm so much smarter than you. I figured out everything from the beginning, even the parts that I didn't know. Care to elaborate on how one ends something before it even begins? Well, to be honest, I did think the sound was a bit off from a real gunshot sound. But who could have guessed that someone would pop a balloon in a place like this? That's true. One doesn't usually think balloons in conjunction with the courthouse. Oh, she had the balloon. I was trying to remember, like, where the balloon actually came from, but she just had it. The balloon that girl was holding. It explains everything. Your Honor, if it makes you feel any better, you didn't lie once in your testimony. However, I can't really vouch for its accuracy. Oh, I'm so sad again. Who knew that giving testimony could be such a difficult thing to do? What have I done? I owe Detective Gumshoe a very, very big apology. I will see to it myself that he is released. Wait. There are still a few things I have yet to resolve about what happened in the hallway. Your Honor, I request your permission to further question Detective Gumshoe. But B? The letter B. But why? I thought we just cleared his name. Whether we did just now or not, I still cannot say. Because I believe that everybody accused of murder must be the murderer. The only thing I can do for now is continue in my quest for the perfect explanation. And to that end, I must resolve the remaining issues pertaining to the events that occurred in the hallway. It's funny how they, like, characterize young little baby Miles Edgeworth as, like he's not evil, but he's, like, not sympathetic to other it's funny. He's, like, not sympathetic to other characters, and it's funny because, like, the way he's introduced in Ace Attorney 1, he's, like, presented as the bad guy, and they say that he's forged evidence and, like, fixed trials. And, like, over the course of the game, he has a great character arc, but, like, over the course of this series, they go out of their way to make his past less dubious and less dubious over time. Like in the DLC case for the first game, what they do is they, like, say, oh, no, he never actually forged evidence. That was someone else. No. We actually, that was actually wrong. We actually lied. That wasn't his real backstory. It was actually somebody else, and he was involved in the case. So he's actually a really good guy. And it's funny because playing this game, it's like they still have to present him as being like, oh, he's the disciple of the big evil Manfred von Karma. But, like, also he's the main character, and he's, like, not actually a bad guy. And they have to, like, every time he shows up, it's like fan service for the fans. It's so funny. But he's still, like, it's kind of funny because he's like, they still have to try to make him not that sympathetic towards other characters in this flashback case, but also he's still the good guy. I must fulfill my mission and find the perfect explanation to this case. Whoa, what is it now? Is it time for my trial already? I've already told you a gazillion times, pal, I didn't do it. I'll be the judge of that, and certainly not the real judge, Detective Gumshoe. No, you won't. I'll be the judge of that. No. I'll be the judge of that. I'm the judge. Why can't you guys be a little less judgmental? Yes, well, speaking of hasty judgments, Detective Gumshoe, I'm afraid I must apologize for an error in judgment on my part. Both of their faces are so sad. Your Honor, I don't believe you should apologize just yet, or at all. I have never apologized for anything in my life. We have yet to prove he is completely innocent of this crime. I guess so. Oh, what are you guys talking about? Oh, whoops, that's not him. In any case, sorry, I had something in my throat. In any case, I would like you to testify as to your actions while you were on guard duty. And please remember, you are not on trial. This is all just part of the investigation. As such, you may still be found innocent. However, I highly doubt it because everybody accused is always guilty. However, if you should give false testimony... Yo!
My VIP will object loud and clear.
If you're to be found lying, you will be held indefinitely. Understood? I gotcha, pal. Thinking back on the state of the crime scene and the judge's testimony, it's obvious that Detective Gumshoe is lying. And if I can't break his lie, then we may never get a break in this case. I don't like this guy. He seems like a bad person.
I came down here to this courtroom on Detective Bad's orders. As soon as I got here, he ordered me to stand guard in front of lobby number 2. From that time on until I heard the gunshot, I was in that hallway the whole time. On my honor as a detective, I swear it wasn't me, pal. The name's Detective Dick Gumshoe.
He still sings the same something. You didn't let me finish my line, Miles, at first.
In that case, I'll just have to change the melody. I know he's lying, and it's time I pulled the information I need out of him.
Ooh. It's me, Dick Gumshoe. Richard Gumshoe.
Do you think Dick is actually short for Richard? Or is his name just Dick? Bad. Stand guard. Was in that hallway the whole time. Swear it wasn't me. I guess this is probably the most sus statement. You claim to be in that to have been in that hallway the whole time. However, is it not a fact that you did something while you were in that hallway?
Of course I did something. I got in the door to lobby number 2, pal. What else?
Very well then. And what exactly does guarding that door entail?
Well, to put it simply, I know. It was my job to stand in front of the door without moving an inch.
Oh. Detective Gumshoe, you mean to tell me that you didn't take a single step away from the door to lobby number 2? Is that really what you wish to testify to the effect of?
You got it, pal. I didn't.
Oh my god. I can't believe we have to retread the same thing we just argued against the judge.
Why is everyone so quiet all of a sudden?
Because we are all in shock and in awe of your utter stupidity.
No, Scruffy, if you're going to lie, at least tell us a more believable one. Tell us that you were busy playing on your Nintendo DS. Tell us you were playing Ace Attorney Investigations on the Nintendo DS.
Ouch! But I'm not lying, and I can't afford a Nintendo DS.
I should hurry up and bring this insipid testimony to a close. I didn't take a single step away from lobby number 2. Objection. No. I have an objection.
What is it, pal?
Detective Gumshoe, I wonder if you might recognize this from somewhere.
Hey, it's one of those things. The courthouse special Swiss rolls, right, pal?
Precisely. In that case, I suppose that you also recall the sullied hallway bench?
Hey, you know what? I think it was probably me that did that. Detective Gumshoe, you know you can't go around dirtying up the courthouse like this.
You inconsiderate, slovenly they're being so mean. Why are they three-waying ganging up on Gumshoe?
Eek! I promise to clean it up later, I swear.
Now then, shall we get down to business? About the fact that you didn't move a single step from in front of that door? If that really were the case, then how were you able to buy a pack of Swiss rolls?
Furthermore, if you didn't move a single step from in front of that door, how did you manage to get the bench dirty with your grubby little hands? Your oily, greasy little hands.
Ouch! It appears that Franziska's whip can do more damage than my words can.
All right, I confess, pal. I was hungry, so I bought a pack for myself, okay? Thought I'd get chewed out again if anyone found out about me eating on the job. So I didn't want anyone to say anything. Well, unfortunately for you, I saw you do the whole dastardly deed. I clearly saw you buying a pack of Swiss rolls from the vending machine. Okay, I'm sorry for lying. But that's all I'm sorry for, you got that? Because I'm not holding anything else back.
That last statement, it may sound like it makes sense. However, there is something I don't quite believe about it. Are you sure you're not withholding further information from us?
I think I know where this is going.
Finally using this piece of evidence, we have just this entire section of evidence for this one little tangent. He could not afford the $6 Swiss rolls with his $5 bonus. He had literally no money on him until he cashed this. So he had $5, and I guess we don't have this as evidence, but we had to exchange, at the very beginning, we exchanged $1 with Kay Faraday. Probably for the vending machine. So I think it's actually kind of sweet. He spent his entire Christmas bonus, or it's not Christmas yet. He spent his entire bonus to buy Swiss rolls for a little kid. That's so sweet. Isn't that sweet? He spent all his money to buy her a Swiss roll?
Of course not. I've got nothing else to hide, pal.
Objection! Oh, if only that were true, Detective Gumshoe.
B. But it is true, pal. I swear there's nothing else.
Detective Gumshoe, I'm sure you're aware of the price of a pack of Swiss rolls, correct?
Huh? Remind me again, pal?
That vending machine out in the hallway is selling packs of 2 Swiss rolls for $6 a pack.
Mnerg. And yet, according to you, you didn't have any cash on you until you cashed your $5 annual bonus check. I keep on. It's annoying. Have you ever like bit the side of your mouth, and then like it swells up a little, or there's like a little tab of flesh that like sticks out after you bite the side of your mouth, and then you keep biting it? It's so annoying, especially for a game where I'm talking for 2 hours. So now I keep on like biting the side of my mouth, and it gets worse. Oong. Let me ask then, how did you manage to purchase a pack all by yourself? Can you provide me with a proper explanation to that?
Yeah, I told you I bought it by myself, pal. There wasn't anyone else in the hallway with me. Not a single other person that could have left evidence that they were in the same hallway. So there's no one who could have helped me buy it. Wait, don't tell me. You got some kind of proof there was someone else?
Correct.
As if you could. I mean, what are the chances of that? Wait, you do? Oh, I'm so sad.
Of course I do.
What? How?
What proof do I have that there must have been someone else there in the hallway? Take that!
What the heck is that? I knew you didn't really have anything.
What? That doesn't count? You no! I thought that counted. That's obviously evidence.
Miles, what do you mean? Why do you keep on playing with that piece of garbage? Miles Edgeworth, why do you like picking up garbage and putting it in your pocket? You know you're only supposed to put evidence in there.
I have no intention for falling for his lie because there was definitely a second person. Because if he was truly alone all along, then that piece of evidence should not exist. Wait, what am I looking for? Oh, it's because she dropped the Swiss roll.
Take that!
Take that! Hey, you showed that to me not 2 seconds ago, pal!
Ah, I think you're under the mistaken impression that I bought this pack of rolls.
Wait, if you didn't buy it, then that means you must have stolen it, you thief! You're under arrest!
What? I would never do such a thing. I hate food. I don't eat it.
All you liars are the same. You start out as thieves. You're under arrest, pal.
I believe you meant to assert that all thieves start out as liars. And in that case, what does that say about you, Detective Gnurk? This particular Swiss roll was dropped by a certain someone.
Oh?
There were 2 rolls in this package. You ate one of them. But you then gave the other one to a certain... Does it actually say there was only 1 Swiss roll? And it doesn't. It's just... Oh, I guess if I inspect it, does it say there's still one in there? Do Swiss rolls. Yes, I can't believe $6. That's so much. That's so much money. I don't get that much allowance from Daddy. I think I got this dialogue, but it's not letting me skip through it. It also doesn't say there's only 1 in there, so I guess you just had to guess. I guess you just had to guess because it was dropped by her and you've already made the connection that it was probably for her.
N. No way, pal! You got it all wrong! I ate both of them.
Hey, it's me.
Oh my god, Ultra Instinct! Oh, that's so cute. She's so cute. Oh my god, she's trying to kill him. She's ready for a fight. It would appear that I've caught you at last.
Hey, don't you dare do anything bad to that girl!
It would appear that they do know each other after all. So, why do you continue to come up at me and kick me? Why do you keep coming up behind and hooking your foot underneath me to kick me in the balls?
I have a name, and it's K.
K what?
K Faraday.
Faraday. Are you How did Wait. It's insane. How did Edgeworth literally not remember this entire case? Because this was like supposed to be his first trial, so even if it wasn't his actual courtroom debut, I feel like it's a really memorable moment for him, right? And like Mr. Faraday, Bjorn Faraday is like such an important part of a huge series of events. Like this whole conspiracy with the Adagarasu and the KG8 incident and being like a 2-part case. And he's like, and he meets Kay Faraday in the future and he isn't like, oh yes, I remember the name Faraday. He completely forgot about her. It's insane.
I'm not a you, I'm Kay.
That's what I said.
I'm not Callisto you, I'm Kay Faraday.
Manur, Kay. You know, good little girls don't kick other people in the balls. Especially not hard enough to leave big nasty bruises like the way you do.
Well, then you shouldn't put Gummy under arrest, mister.
Gummy?
I guess she's talking about Detective Gumshoe.
That's a cute nickname you've given him. Gummy didn't do anything wrong. We love Gummy.
Gay.
It appears that I will need to speak with her in a bit more detail.
Rawr! Rawr, XD.
Okay, bye. Okay, bye. Okay, bye. I should speak to her again. Okay, bye. Run away. She's just there. How's it going, shorty? Now then, Kay. She hisses like a cat.
She's like a stray. She's like a stray cat.
I wonder if I should. she's like on all fours. She's trying to claw at him. She's running around. She like climbs on top of all the courtroom stuff. She climbs up into one of the banisters. I wonder if I should feed her something. I know, I'll use kibble.
Take that!
Take that. I love when they have you present evidence for things where you're not like presenting it as evidence, and he still goes, take that.
Oh, a Swiss roll.
Num. It really belongs to you though, doesn't it?
Yeah, I was aiming up one Daddy. She's so sourwood.
Oh my.
Your father. He's...
Don't you dare say another word, pal. She doesn't know yet.
Thanks for watching out for me, Gummy. But I already know about Daddy. I overheard the guards talking. Yeah. Daddy, he's not here anymore.
I'm sorry. Sorry I couldn't protect them.
Okay.
I'm not gonna cry.
It's all right. Let it all out. I'm not quite sure how to handle children. Do you... Pat? I myself was also involved in a case at this courthouse when I was a young child. I too was traumatized. Do you think they're about to show... It's kind of funny. Because like, in the first Ace Attorney game, in the case that involves Edgeworth and the murder of his father, they like keep showing the same photograph of his father dying in an elevator, and they do it like 50 times. And then I think they did it earlier in this case too, didn't they? A case in which my father, who is a defense attorney, passed away. And I'm expecting them to flash it back to us right now. Oh God, there it is! This is like a really sad moment, but it's... If you have the context of like playing the first game, just having this image pop up 50 times in the same case is so dumb. All of my dreams of becoming a lawyer were crushed into fine ash on that nightmarish day. Even now, the wound festers deep in the depths of my soul. Oh my God, it even has the bullet hole in the door. Ever since that incident, I've dedicated myself to locking away every criminal I can. And now, to have this happen right in front of me. This child. I feel a certain shared fate. A common bond between us that I will never forget in my entire life.
Miles Edgeworth, what sort of gentleman are you? Are you going to just stand there and have a flashback while this lady cries?
You're right. I'm sorry about flashbacking. Sorry about that. Okay, here. How about we use this handkerchief here and dry your little eye? I'm still not quite sure how to talk to children, so this is new for me. Here. I can't do like blowing your nose into a thing. Honk. No, my cravat! Don't blow your nose on that!
I feel better. I feel better now. Thanks.
Well, that sucks. I'm leaving. I'm going away now. Goodbye forever. Do you think that's why he has it framed on the wall? Is because he never washed it and he doesn't want to wear it because it has germs on it? It has germs on it, but he doesn't want to wash it because it's like so fancy that if you wash it, it'll disintegrate into dust. So he just keeps it in the wall, and that's why he has a new suit in the future. Kay, are you going to be all right?
Uh-huh. Yep, I'm already all right.
Somehow, I highly doubt that, but I'm not going to push it.
I promised Daddy I'd never cry in front of strangers.
And you're a good kid, aren't you, Kay? You always keep your promises, right?
She does the like, blah, eto blah, the eto blah pose.
Even if I can't see Daddy anymore, I'm still gonna keep all my promises.
Like becoming the great thief Yatagarasu. You're a very brave girl, Kay.
You're a very good child for keeping the promises you made to your papa. I'll even testify that you didn't cry just for you.
One of my favorite character traits of Franziska von Karma is that like she's like always nice to women and always mean to men.
Thank you very much, lady.
She's like 2 years older than you or whatever.
Ha! It's nothing. I'm only telling the truth after all.
It would appear that because her father was a respected prosecutor. I think she is only like 3 years older than her, right? Because in the future when we meet Kay, she's 17. And I'm pretty sure Franziska's like 17 or 18 when we meet her, right? In the first game. And this is like, and the future parts of this game take place like 3 years after that. So she's like 3 or 4 years older. Your fault. Swiss rolls! Let's talk about, no, I want to present you my badge.
Oh, Daddy showed this to me before.
Well, he was a prosecutor too, so it's only natural that he had one as well.
Daddy would pin his badge on, Daddy would poke his badge into my skin a lot. It would make my arm bleed.
Pinning a prosecutor's badge on a child's arm for fun?
Daddy said that if he put it on his clothes, the scary prosecutor would get mad. He also said the scary prosecutor said it was more fashionable to not wear it. I wonder who that scary prosecutor could be. I know that none of the prosecutors I know personally are scary.
I wonder, could Kay be talking about Mr. Von Karma? Nice. Swiss rolls! Were you the one who bought this pack of Swiss rolls, Kay?
Well, I didn't really have a lot of money. I somehow made $1 out of all the pennies and quarters I had. But that still wasn't enough, and I really, really wanted one.
Come to think of it, she did come and ask me to exchange a handful of change for $1. And that's when you came and asked me to change your money, correct?
Yeah, thanks a bunch for doing that, mister.
Sure. But let me ask you, even with that $1, you still didn't have enough, correct?
Well, that's why.
Hey! If you bully Kay anymore, I'm gonna have to arrest you, pal.
Did I remind you that you're the one already under arrest?
Ouch!
I sense that Kay is going to be less than forthcoming with this question.
Your father!
Kay, what kind of person was your father?
Daddy was a hero of justice. His job was to catch all the bad people in the world.
He doesn't know that she's talking about the Yatagarasu. So, to you, a prosecutor is a hero of justice, I suppose we are in a sense, as we are the ones who seek guilty verdicts for criminals. I suppose I am amazing, and handsome too.
Plus, you know what? Whenever I came to the courthouse, Daddy would buy me some of my absolute favorite treat, Swiss rolls.
Oh?
I want to be a hero of justice someday, just like Daddy. So I've been working really hard.
I see. And what have you been working hard on?
I'm a thief. I've been working hard to keep all the promise notebook. That's so cute. Promises all the promises Daddy and I made together.
A promise notebook? I should make a promise notebook myself. I promise to get all criminals guilty forever, and I promise never to marry another man.
Sure, okay.
It appears to be an exchange diary of sorts between father and daughter. Mr. Faraday's writing conveys a sense of the kind man he was. This little notebook just might come in handy later. Ba-dum-bum-bum. Thank you for showing it to me, Kay.
Show me the book.
Promise. Here's a list of all the promises you should make. This is like the 12 commandments, but better. Promise number 1, never take things from a stranger. Promise number 2, Never go anywhere with a stranger. Huh. These feel oddly specific. Promise number 3. Always greet people with a smile, even people you don't, even strangers. Always be nice. Why are these all like, never cry in front of strangers? Always try your hardest to learn about things you don't understand. Daddy's job is to make sure that everyone follows the rules, Kay. Be a good girl and promise that you'll keep your promises to me. Love, your daddy. Aw. I like how, like, the four of the 5 of these things are like, all right, so we're gonna talk about strangers. Never take things from a stranger. What if you're a great thief? Never go anywhere with a stranger. Interesting. I hope you continue to work hard and become a hero just like your father.
I'm gonna try.
Hey, Kay! So I'm a detective that catches the bad people, right? That makes me a hero too!
Uh-huh. Yeah, you're really cool too, Gummy.
Yeah, aren't I, Kay?
What is with the 2 of them? It's like Gumshoe has the IQ of a 7-year-old.
I hand down verdicts of justice, so that makes me a hero too, right? I need validation from children.
Yes, and thanks to your oh-so-heroic testimony, you almost painted that detective as a vile criminal and sent him off to jail.
I'm really sorry about that. I'm so sad. Here's my sad sprite again.
Gummy is not a bad man, okay?
That poor judge. He's being treated like a vile criminal rather than a hero of justice. It appears that you and Detective Gumshoe are good friends, Kay.
Yep, we're friends.
In that case, would you mind telling me a little more about him? Tell me about Dickolas Gumshoe. So, I take it you ran into Detective Gumshoe earlier?
Yep. I was on my way to see Daddy when I saw Gummy standing there. He was standing in the hallway staring really hard at the vending machine, so I said hi.
And when was this?
Before everything got crazy.
How long were the 2 of you together?
We only talked for a little while, and then we went on our own ways.
That's right, pal. Kay and I only talked for a little while, and that's it.
Oh, which means we have now confirmed that Kay was in the hallway during the recess. Isn't that right?
You got me!
I told you to stop picking on Gummy, mister. I'm gonna beat you up. I'm gonna beat you up again. I'm gonna kick your butt.
Very well, then. I'll just have to speak with the good detective in private later.
Sorry about your ruffly thing.
Sigh. Yes, well, now that it's positively drenched in your nasal mucus, I'm going to have to throw this outfit out forever. I will never wear this except for one case in the future. Don't worry, Kay, I have a spare. So here, you can have this one. Oh my god, that's so sweet. That's like the one physical object that Edgeworth has ever cared about is his cravat. But Daddy said, never take a cravat from a weird red guy. Never take things from a stranger. Ah, it's one of the promises you made in your promise notebook, correct? Yeah, look, see? It's right here on this page. Don't forget to look at this, player. All right, then. I'm not giving this to you. I'm merely allowing you to borrow it. You can take it home, wash it nice and clean, and then give it back to me the next time we meet. 7 years later. Okay, Daddy never said I couldn't borrow things from strangers. Me finding... Oh, that's a spare. Me finding every loophole I can to every rule I see. Now then, Detective Gumshoe.
Uh-oh.
I believe it is now crystal clear that you were with little Kay in that hallway. Oong! I told you to stop being mean to Gummy! Order! Hold it! Miles Edgeworth, there is still something you have yet to resolve. I beg your pardon. I'll have you know there isn't an Ace Attorney game with the title Resolve until the Great Ace Attorney 2.
You still haven't offered an explanation for why that man would lie to us.
That's, well...
Gummy, don't tell me you lied for my sake.
Hey, don't worry about it, Kay. Everything's gonna be okay.
Ah, so that's why.
So, what was Detective Gumshoe's motive for lying? If you can't explain that, then you can't call this a perfect investigation.
His reason for lying is very simple.
What? I can't read context clues, so I don't understand.
Here is what I believe to be his reason. From simple observation of the detective's actions and interactions with Kay, it's obvious, Franziska, the detective was lying for the young girl's sake. And this piece of evidence will show you exactly why. Which piece of evidence proves that Detective Gumshoe was lying on account of Kay? Was it because their balloon was in the hallway? Wait, what did they say? They were going over the... Take that? This is that piece of evidence.
What did you show him it's that for? Doesn't seem to say conversation.
I don't know what they're actually trying to get at.
Guilty.
Oh my god. I'm glad I'm not losing health for this part.
Why are they all teasing me all of a sudden?
He lied for Kay's sake. Why did he lie? Why does it matter that he wanted to make sure that she wasn't there? I'm just gonna present all the evidence. That one.
Mr. Faraday and Kay's promise notebook. How does this explain anything?
If you could take a look at this page, it's clearly written that Kay should never take things from a stranger. When Detective Gumshoe heard about that promise, he tried to cover for Kay.
What a foolishly foolish fool's fool of a foolish reason for a fool. What you?
Yow!
Gummy, you lied because of me, didn't you?
Because I'm your friend, Kay, that's why.
Gummy! Gimme!
At long last, Detective Gumshoe, can you please tell me the whole truth now?
I guess there's no beating you, huh, pal? Okay, I'll spill the goods. Haha, this was all one big joke, wasn't it? Isn't this a lot of fun, guys? Huh? I'd been standing guard for a while. I was getting really hungry, and that snack vending machine was taunting me.
But all the cash you had on you was $5, and that wasn't enough to buy anything, right? After all, the cheapest item in that machine is a $6 pack of Swiss rolls.
Yeah, but then like an angel from heaven, Kay showed up.
My running animation makes it seem a lot faster than I'm actually moving. I was thinking about sharing a snack with Daddy, so I wanted to buy a Swiss roll. I only had $1 in coins.
So we pooled my $5 and her $1 together and bought a pack of Swiss rolls together.
I was worried about breaking one of my promises. So then Gummy said,
Mr. Faraday's one scary guy when he gets mad. This is the flashback talking, so he has a flashback voice.
But don't worry, you won't get in trouble if I don't tell, right? Besides, you bought it with me. So you didn't really get it from me, you know?
he told me it'd be okay. And he gave me the whole roll to save and give to Daddy. Who knew that Coffee could be so considerate? He seems really dumb, but maybe he's actually nice.
Indeed. Detective, I take it that you then sat down on the bench and ate the rolls together?
Yeah, we split the other roll and ate it right then. The sweet taste of that cake's chocolate. I'll never forget it as long as I live, pal.
Anyway, I'm going to ignore that part. Kay, I believe this also belongs to you. Oh, that's from the balloon I popped. Oh, she popped it. Okay. So my entire theory about the murder, like setting up the balloon popping, is completely wrong. Awesome. It's bad manners to leave garbage lying around, Kay. I'm sorry. Well, I guess I can't blame you for not throwing this one piece away. One piece? It was sitting high up on the windowsill where you couldn't see it. I know what it's like to be a short little girl, Kay Faraday, so this once I will forgive you. But that balloon, I wanted to surprise Gummy a little, so I popped it on purpose. Because of me, Gummy dropped his half of the Swiss roll.
Ah! Wow, you really got me there, pal. That wasn't that scary at all.
So I thought maybe I should give Gummy this other roll. And I saw you picking on Gummy, mister. So you kicked me, is that it? You sure are a feisty one. I'm really sorry, mister. It's alright. I am perfectly unharmed. My balls remain unkicked. But about this Swiss roll. Would it be alright with you if I ate the whole thing? I'm very hungry. If I held onto it until snack time? Until Detective Gumshoe is cleared of all charges and free to go? Uh-huh. Yeah, sure. Just make sure you give it to Gummy afterwards. Of course. I promise. Now then, I believe we have proven beyond the shadow of a doubt that Detective Gumshoe was in the hallway for the entire duration of his duty. Which undeniably proves that Detective Gumshoe could not have committed the double murders.
Objection.
Oh my god, she's here. Well, okay, here, this is probably going to be the final argument. Actually, it proves just the opposite, Edgeworth. You've just shown that Detective Gumshoe is the only one who could have committed the crime.
What do you mean?
It's quite good to eavesdrop, miss you. I'm getting that sure not matters. You girl with a penchant for whipping people. What? How dare you talk back with such insolence? You're wrong. It's funny because like most of the people in this room are like on Edgeworth's side or on Gumshoe's side. You're wrong here, lady. Gummy's not the bad guy. Oh, and what have we here? What is a child doing here in a courthouse? Bailiff, please take this child away.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, goodbye.
What?
Miss Callisto, you. That girl is Mr. Faraday. I know. So what? I hate children. As the bad guy, I must hate all children and all animals. You think she gets to just run wild all around the crime scene? I think it's actually quite dangerous for her, to speak nothing of getting underfoot. I suppose you're right. However, as long as we're in agreement on that point, let's just get back to the real issue at hand. Now then, Detective, you were in front of the door to lobby number 2 the entire time, correct?
Yeah, but
You see, isn't it obvious that it could only be the detective? He's the only person who could have gone into lobby number 2 at the time of the murders. I have no counter-argument to that. Don't worry, I've already put in the necessary paperwork for his formal arrest.
but the investigation is far from over.
Oh, that's right. I was gonna speak with you about that. Don't you think it's reckless to talk to the suspect out in the open without a guard?
I suppose it is.
Well, as someone with more experience in law than you, allow me to share something. Always keep a good eye on a criminal, or you may regret what comes of your negligence. Oh, Miles, I can't believe you're letting this woman lecture you like this. This is the one time I hate women. This is unforgivable as a disciple of Von Karma. down, Tigress. Now then, I'll be looking forward to the results of your investigation.
Final boss. We're almost at the final boss.
Now then, so, we're back to square one.
Actually, this is our last chance. I can tell that if we fail to solve this case, Detective Gumshoe will formally be charged under all of the circumstantial evidence. This investigation is not over. Investigation not over yet. There's still one location we have yet to inspect. It's where Detective Bad and Miss Yu were at the time of the crime. Lobby number 1. Here we go. This is the real scene of the crime. What time is it? Okay. We have time to do the investigation segment, or at least a little bit of it. I think we're in like the final stretch now. I think we have one investigation segment. Oh, interesting. So this isn't like a mirror of lobby number 2. It's the same. Oh, check this out. Look at this. Look at this open window to the left, whereas the other room had an open window to the right, and these windows are right next to each other. You think that means anything? What is this incredibly overpowering sweet scent?
It smells like flowers. Uncle Bad! Is this Uncle Bad?
Uncle Bad Guy? Uncle Evil? Isn't that Detective Bad and Kay over there?
Looks like she managed to escape the bailiff.
Oh my god, what is that? Is that our evidence that Callisto Yu was the murderer? Because the other room had the faint smell of flowers in it?
No, that's not quite it.
Too bad, but it's so pretty.
I think you're still a bit too young to be wearing that. But since you found it, I guess I can let you keep it.
Thanks, I'll treasure it always.
Those two seem to get along rather well.
Oh, here. I've got something else for you.
Yay, thank you, Uncle Bad.
It looked like he karate chopped her in the head. Oh, let me eat something. How? Okay, that's it.
Gummy. I know he didn't kill Daddy.
Don't cry. Faraday would be sad if he saw you crying.
Okay. Why are you crying?
Oh, it's the mister from before, and the lady too.
Don't you think it would be a good idea to go home for the time? Little girl whose parent was just murdered. You should go home to your parents.
We're not involved in the investigation, so it's for the best if you do. Actually, I'm Uncle Bad's assistant.
Oh yeah, obviously. Every investigator needs a quirky little girl as their assistant. Classic Ace Attorney.
So I'm related to the investigation.
Is that so, Detective Bad?
Yeah, I guess. I didn't really have a say in it. She just kind of decided it on her own.
What? You were just scolding us like kids to not mess up the crime scene. And now you've let this child run free. Why?
People are free to investigate things outside of the actual crime scene. You also had a few things she wanted to look into. Got a problem with that?
I don't have a problem with that, but I am curious as to what Miss Yu is looking into. Could she be fabricating evidence?
Uncle Bad, I'm gonna go look somewhere else now, okay?
All right. I'm counting on you.
Oh, that's right. Hey, mister.
Yes, what is it?
You know Gummy isn't really the bad guy. I mean it. So please, find the real bad guy, okay?
I can't find the real bad guy. I must make sure all the accused are declared guilty at all times. I won't forgive whoever did this. But in the absence of the perfect piece of testimony and evidence, there is no one else who could be the true culprit other than Detective Gumshoe. She wandered off while I was pondering. Where are you? Where did you wander off to? Did you go here? Oh, hey. All these guys are here. Okay, so we actually have a lot of places we can go, right? Can we finally go everywhere? Oh, these guys are still messing around. We have the courtroom. Oh my god, they're really just giving us free reign of this whole place. What are you doing? Why did you go? Oh, sorry, mister. I'm a little busy right now. Don't talk to me. Go back to the crime scene. Go investigate. No, don't worry. I'm the Deus Ex Machina. I'll find a thing. I'll find one specific thing. Tell me about couches. Disco, disco, disco. I hate couches. That expensive painting is ill-suited to be hanging on the wall of this room.
I wonder if a god detail should be placed on it.
Why would you say that? Why would you say that? What is wrong with you, you little freak?
Well, a desperate low-paid detective might make off with it someday. You never know.
She may be thinking about hiring a guard, but it's obvious she isn't factoring in that guard's salary whatsoever. Tell me about windows. One of the windows in this lobby is open as well. The air conditioner is working just fine in this room, so why did they open it, I wonder? Can I immediately investigate the other window and you'll make a connection? Yeah, this is what I was talking about. We have like one window open in each room. I suppose it's impossible to enter or exit through these windows thanks to these bars. I wonder what that implies. There was something connecting these two rooms for whatever reason. But what did she do that she needed both of these windows open for?
I suppose you're right.
Actually, that's not true. I bet a person of small stature could slip. I bet a very tiny homunculus of a person could fit in, just like you, Franziska. Franziska, would you care to help me test? Would you care to help me test my theory, you homunculus? Drat! I must remember to be more tactful among. He's so. There are so many times where he's just like, oh. I forget short people are also people. Remember that other line where he was like, I forget that short people also have feelings. I must be more tactful around the vertically challenged. What are you here for? What are you investigating? What is it, Edgeworth? Nothing in particular. However, he says,
You did it again! What is that supposed to be, your mating call?
Is everything I do humorous to this woman?
Look, Edgeworth, I'm incredibly busy right now. I've got a mountain of things to figure out and check up on. If you want to talk, you're going to have to collect every remaining piece of evidence and we'll do the final boss battle later. That is one tiny TV. That's a big TV. What are you talking about? Oh wait, no, I forgot she's like super rich. Detective Gumshoe was rather shocked at this and said it is huge compared to his own. Ha! Anything you compare with something he owns will always seem grandiose.
Speaking of grandiose, I'd say that ego of yours could use a little deflating. I'm going to pop you like a little balloon. Stick a pin in this child.
Tell me about plants.
This decorative plant's leaves are shinier than the ones on the plant in lobby number 2. I have taken into account the shininess and hex color of every leaf in this entire building, and I can tell without shadow of a doubt that this one is slightly greener and slightly shinier.
Miles Edgeworth, that's so freaky. Why are you so freaky and weird? You may be right. Plus, the curtains are always drawn in lobby number 2. The caretakers of this courthouse don't think enough about the plants, do they? That's because they're the courthouse's caretakers, not a bunch of botanists. Tell me about television. Oh, that's the window. I can see down into the courthouse courtyard from here. What is that mess supposed to be? It's like an optical illusion. I believe it's supposed to be postmodern in design. We couldn't draw it, but we will let you imagine what it looks like. More like thoughtlessness in design. Ha! Gotham, am I right? High five? High five? Fine. I can't disagree there. TV, tell me about TVs. This television is the same model as the one in defendant lobby number 2. Looks like the 2 rooms are basically the same in terms of layout and supplies. Yes. The 2 rooms are basically the same, huh? I wonder what that means. Is it bad? Whoops. Nope, that's postmodern art. No! They keep making me look at postmodern art! That's like the last thing I want to do! I want to investigate and talk to people, but they keep on making me look at postmodern art. Okay. Make sure I don't touch the wrong thing. Detective Bad, what exactly was Kay searching for?
Nothing that concerns you, boy.
Oh, and I suppose it has something to do with Kay?
It does, because she's Faraday's daughter. Anyway, hurry up and get to the point. I don't have time to waste.
It sounds like you'd rather be left alone. I have something I'd like to confirm with you once again.
I don't have anything to say to you.
Tisku, tisku, tisku. Be that as it may, we still have questions that need answers to. Now then, first of all, what is the overpowering smell that is permeating this room? Upon entering this room, I thought I was going to suffocate. I hate ladies' perfume.
It's that ultra-strong perfume
You wears. Oh, are you saying this is going to be the definitive piece of evidence?
I was having a bad time.
Why did you say it like that?
It was a pun. I was having a bad time. I didn't think twice and opened the window, but that smell's still here.
Why did he... Oh. Is it possible the other one is the real crime scene? And the reason the window was open because she opened the window 20 minutes ago when the judge heard the other gunshot? And she wanted to make sure the smell of perfume dissipated. And that's why that window was open. And this window was open more recently, so that's why the smell is still here. Perfume, huh? Or no, it's because the other window just happened to be open for whatever reason. And the reason you could smell it from there was because it permeated from window to window, because she spilled it in here, right? So the sweet scent in the air is perfume. Astrobot, welcome. Welcome. It's giving off quite a stench. I bet it's some cheap, no-name brand. I'm very fancy.
She said it's a famous brand from overseas.
It's a knockoff. Yes, definitely a knockoff.
It's actually from Japan. No disrespect, but she forced one of those bottles on me. Here, little girl, you can have it.
I was born for much more expensive and refined perfume. I'm very fancy and rich. I'll have you never forget how rich I am. However, seeing as you just happen to have a spare, I suppose I'll have to take it. Oh, Miles Edgeworth, you will hold on to this bottle without fail. I don't have pockets.
Arg. Why can't she ever be honest about her wants?
Perfume given to bad by you. Given to bad by you. Why did it... Angel? Does that say Angel on it? Same perfume as the one spilled in lobby number 1.
So now we have the perfume Miss Yu wears. Just fantastic.
Is that all you wanted to talk about? If so, I'm going back to investigating.
Actually, I still have a few other things I wish to inquire about. Urgh! I already presented my badge. During the recess. So, you were in this room the entire recess?
Like I said, I made a call to the precinct to get that big lug down here. But other than that, I was waiting for the recess to end in here.
At least your story is consistent.
Earlier, you stated you were in this lobby with Miss Yu.
Yeah, I ran into her in the hallway. She said she wanted to talk to me about something. We came in here.
Then, what you're saying is that until Detective Gumshoe's arrival, you were in two different locations?
What do you mean, you and you? It was me and you.
No, it wasn't you and me, it was you and you.
No, it wasn't you and you. It was me and you.
Who's on first? Third base?
Yes, I am.
Interesting.
Speaking of that lawyer, she seems to have a great dislike for you.
Oof! Oof! Minecraft Steve, oof. 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 Let's see. Miss Yu is the sister of the victim of the KG-8 incident. And, as I recall, Detective Bad was the lead detective on that case. I wonder if the reason for her disdain isn't simply because you failed to guard Cece, but because you were the lead detective on the case. Urgh.
You knew.
I also know that today's trial involving the Codopia... Remember that they had made a new country called Codopia? The trial involving the Codopian embassy staff member is being referred to as the second KG-8 incident. Urgh. Now then, Detective, I believe it's time you were honest with me and told me the truth behind your relationship with Miss Yu and Miss Faraday and the KG-8 incident.
Urgh. If you already know that much, I guess it'd be alright to tell you.
The K-Gate. The K-Gate? Now then, I'd like to ask you a few questions about the KG-8 incident.
It's not exactly a happy story. Other than the people who were directly involved. You two will be the first to hear what I'm about to tell.
What? What? He wasn't smoking a cigarette in a like T for Teen game or whatever this is rated? You're telling me they gave him a lollipop like 4Kids Sanji from One Piece? Wait, was it actually a lollipop in Japan? Because that would make sense. That feels like a joke that Ace Attorney would make. Does Bad have a lollipop in Japanese? Bam, bam. Bam, bam. That's so funny. Did Detective Bat smoke in the original version? No, it's always been a lollipop. It's just a joke. The joke is he looks real hard, but he has a lollipop. That's so funny. You were eating a lollipop this whole time, and you didn't share any snacks with me?
Faraday, you and I.
Me and you?
No, shut up, stop that. Stop doing that bit, it's done. As you already know, we three were involved in the KG-8 incident. Faraday and I, we were originally on the trial of a smuggling ring.
You mean the smuggling case involving one of the Amano Group's secretaries?
That trial was just a front.
A facade? I wanted to show off my fancy vocabulary, so I changed the word for a more fancy word. Do you like the funny little C's that I put in the word? Facade?
Yeah, but the case became tainted. All because the witness who was going to testify. about the Amano Group's ties to the smuggling ring. CCU was killed.
Then what became of the secretary who was arrested?
His name?
That's devotee. When the moon hits your eye.
To be honest, the guy didn't know a thing about the smuggling ring. But he confessed to knowing about it anyway. Devore was probably being intimidated by the big boss man. Just another scapegoat.
The boss man of the Amano Group. He can't seriously mean Mr. Ernest Amano, who will have my trust in the future, and this definitely won't taint my opinion of him going forward. That can't be right. It's probably just Detective Bad's personal hypothesis. I would trust that man with my life. I would trust that man that they just introduced in this game with my life. What is he trying to do? Sussing Mr. Amano of being involved with smuggling.
I suppose it would have been quite difficult to score an acquittal after he confessed. But the man who killed CCU, Manny Cochin, was a completely different person. But since he's already been acquitted once of her murder... Mr. Faraday, how could you have let him go? Now he has double jeopardy!
If I remember correctly, I heard that Mr. Faraday had an important piece of evidence stolen from him.
That wasn't Faraday's fault. It was mine. I wasn't vigilant enough.
Faraday, Cece, I was supposed to protect them both! I'm angry! Miss, you did mention that as well. About how Detective Bad was supposed to guard her sister.
But even I, who was supposed to protect them, I fell into their trap.
What kind of trap?
I attacked when they had mirror force on the field. The holes in this jacket are a testament to that trap. They shot exactly 1, 2, 3, 4. They shot exactly 5 bullets at me. And they all hit exactly only my collar and nothing else.
You mean you were fired upon?
You were shot at that many times in one gunfight? And they didn't hit you one time?
No.
No, that's it.
No, what actually happened is they got a really big hole puncher, and they hole punched my jacket 5 times. Only about half of these are from that case.
Okay. Okay, edgy boy.
But the reason I continue to wear this jacket is to remind myself of the lessons I learned from the KG8 incident.
I see.
I couldn't protect CCU, and the suspect was found not guilty. We hit a brick wall as far as the law was concerned. And that's when she came to the courtroom, the victim's sister. That's when I first met Callisto Yu.
Relation to you. About when you first met Miss Yu. It was on the day of the verdict of the KG8 incident was handed down, was it not?
Yes, Faraday and I. We apologized to her from the bottom of our hearts. It was all we could do, but just saying you're sorry won't bring my sister back, she said. And then she gave me a hard slap across the face.
Well, she certainly had a lot of self-control to stop at just a slap. If it was me, I would have whipped you 1 billion times. That's my thing, you know. Did you know that I whip people? Not even 100 lashes would have been punishment enough.
I suppose not. You said it herself.
Every time he does that face, it's like so randomly aggressive.
You said it herself. She never wanted to see either of us again.
But after that, you've seen her many times over, correct?
Yeah, Faraday and I. Even after the KG8 incident had come to a close. We continued to hunt down the smuggling ring, and got involved in a variety of cases. But it was no use. We cracked so many different cases. But the result was always the same. We couldn't find the real mastermind behind the ring.
Is the ring really that big?
It was in the pursuit of the ring that we met you once again.
But you've never met me before.
Stop making that joke. It was during another trial related to the smuggling ring. Faraday was the prosecutor, and I as the lead detective. I took to the witness stand. She appeared out of the blue as the defense attorney.
He looks so weird at a completely different angle. In like a slightly different art style at a completely different angle. He looks so weird.
Her client was related to the smuggling ring, and she was defending them?
Yeah, you was pursuing the ring as best she could as a lawyer. I think she defended well this time for the same reason.
Come to think of it, Miss You did say something to the same effect.
Why did you say it like that? You started doing the flashback and then you just started saying ma, Detective Bad. Why did you do that? It doesn't matter what her reason is. Helping a criminal is just despicable.
You're so naive, little girl. Have a lollipop. I could have stolen this lollipop from you. That's how naive you are.
How dare you insult the daughter of a Von Karma? I keep all my lollipops in a special little lockbox for they can't be stolen.
Just like us, you felt that she had hit the limit of what the law can do. That's all.
The law is merely a tool. There is no limit to it, only the skill of the craftsman.
You two are still too young, but one day you'll know what I mean. But enough sidetracking. What matters is that we met you again in pursuit of the smuggling ring. That's all.
So, what was your relation to Mr. Faraday? You even seem to know Kay fairly well.
I met him when he was a rookie prosecutor. Known him ever since. And Kay, I've known her since the day she was born. Faraday and we were boyfriends.
But you seem to have made no progress at all in the Yatagarasu case. It's almost like your work relationship was a front for a personal relationship. Urgh!
Did we touch a nerve?
Urgh!
I only have one thing to say to you. No one knew more about the Yatagarasu than me and Faraday. That's why I was called upon to testify in today's trial. To prove that Rel was not the Yatagarasu. Which I would have done if he hadn't turned around and accused Faraday. After the accusation, I was asked to testify, but this time, to prove or disprove the accusation. But I guess I won't be doing that either.
I sense that there's more to that statement than meets the eye. Perhaps a bit more digging into the Yatagarasu was what's necessary.
The Yatagarasu! Oh my god, I'm out of water. Oh, I have a bit more water.
Nice. You claim to know much about the Yatagarasu. Would you care to share what you know with me?
What you two should be looking for right now is proof of murderous intent toward Faraday and Rel.
I agree, which is exactly why I'm asking you about the Yatagara Sioux.
What?
The KG8 incident and this second KG8 incident, both of these cases are tied to the smuggling ring. And in both of these cases, the witness who was to testify about the ring was murdered. However, there is one point in which they differ, and that is the presence or absence of the great thief Yatagara Sioux. Mr. Rel claimed to be the Yatagara Sioux. However, in the middle of the trial, he suddenly declared Mr. Faraday to be the real Yatagara Sioux. Then, during the recess, they were both killed. Don't you find that to be the least bit odd?
Miles Edgeverse, stop beating around the bush and just spit it out already. I still can't read context clues. I'm so young.
I believe that there must be some reason that the two men suspected of being the Yatagara Sioux were both killed at the same time.
A reason, huh?
And so, in order to catch Mr. Faraday's and Mr. Rel's cold-blooded killer, I feel that I need to learn as much as I can about the Yatagara Sioux.
If it will help you solve this case, then I'll tell you. I'll tell you the reason why we never caught the Yatagara Sioux.
What was that sudden outburst for? You almost made me whip you by accident.
No! Why did you whip me?
It's because he knows how to block my attacks. He knows how to counter parry. I can't hit him.
It still accidentally whipped me anyway.
There are three main reasons why the Yatagara Sioux will always be one step ahead. First, the Yatagara Sioux always knows the exact location of the target object. Second, the Yatagara Sioux always knows exactly how to disarm the security system. Third, the Yatagara Sioux doesn't leave a single shred of evidence behind, ever.
I see. So those are the Yatagara Sioux's special traits.
Sounds like an incredibly elusive thief.
The Yatagara Sioux has never been caught on tape, never tries to draw anyone's attention, and would never do something as lowbrow as commit murder. I'm still angry. That's how I knew that Rel wasn't the real Yatagara Sioux right away.
But you can't use that sort of logic on its own to prove that he wasn't.
Listen, little girl, I'm not done talking yet.
G'dark!
What's different about this time was that the evidence related to the smuggling ring was sent to the police. And the sender was none other than the one who infiltrated the Kodopian embassy. The Yatagara Sioux.
The Yatagara Sioux sent the evidence?
Until now, the Yatagara Sioux would always publicize any corrupt dealings through the mass media. But not this time. The evidence this time was something only Faraday and I, and a select few others knew about.
In that case, how can you be so sure that it was the Yatagara Sioux who sent it?
That's easy. A special card that only the Yatagara Sioux uses was attached.
Oh my god! Classic Phantom Thief things. It's the same. It's just like a Mask de Mask from Ace Attorney 3.
That's how I can be so sure.
And I guess Persona.
Also Persona. What? Is this a Persona reference?
What is it? Persona. What is it? 5? The one with the Phantom Thieves?
Here, take a look at this article.
There he is. Look at how dumb he looks. You know that for some reason this always makes me think of Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't know why. It feels like the silhouette of a Yu-Gi-Oh! Card. Like you would definitely see a monster that looks like this.
Whenever the Yatagara Sioux wants to publicize something, a white card is sent along with the stolen information.
It's that, the one that Edgeworth found later.
But when we question Rel about what was sent along with the white card, Rel had no idea what it was.
Ah, and that's how Detective Bad knew that Mr. Rell was a phony. Thank you very much. I have a much better understanding about the Yatagara Sioux now. Huh.
Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth.
Yes?
His Honor would like to transfer the evidence from today's trial over
Oh my god.
to you. So if you could please head over to the courtroom, it'd be much appreciated, sir.
We have more evidence being added to this list. I guess we don't have, like,
Enough evidence to convict you other than this. But I still don't know how this plays a part in the other room. Understood, I'll be there shortly.
it's also possible that we don't actually prove it's her, but we do somehow prove Gumshoe innocent.
Detective Bad, what does the law mean to you?
Finding the answer to that question is the only reason I'm still alive.
No. I became a prosecutor to find the answer to that question myself. And to play a part in ensuring that all criminals everywhere are found guilty. I haven't had character development yet. This is still a flashback case.
Oh, it's you, Mr. Edgeworth. Sigh, I'm still very sad.
It appears that his honor is still a bit dispirited.
For the first time today, I experienced what it's like to stand at the witness stand. Sigh, I now have a greater appreciation for just how hard it is to give testimony.
Well, there's no reason for you to be all depressed about it, Your Honor. Put away your sad sprite. I don't like the way it looks. It makes me feel too bad for you. As a judge, no one expects you to think about anything.
That's it. End of sentence.
Other than the verdict.
Franziska, there's no need to further depress his honor.
But I'm not trying to, Miles. I'm trying to be as nice as I possibly can.
Your honor.
Eh,
Your honor. I've come to collect the evidence that was to be transferred to me. Your honor, the evidence?
Your Honor! Oh, you! Yes, can I help you?
I'd like to collect the evidence now, sir.
Your Honor, do you think you can stay focused long enough to at least do your job?
Yes, I'm sorry. And I would, except the defense attorney has yet to arrive.
She is busy with the investigation, so let's keep this brief, shall we? I promise not to forge anything.
Very well. In that case, please confirm that all the pieces of evidence are present. Furthermore, the evidence that was used in the murders of Mr. Faraday and Miss Terrell are also included, so please go ahead and use them in your investigation into their case.
Understood, Your Honor. The pieces of evidence that were used in the murder of those two men. This could be a very good chance for me to find new leads regarding their case. And maybe even something that will finally lead me to the truth.
I placed all the evidence over at the prosecutor's bench for you.
I see. Thank you very much. I will go and confirm that they are all accounted for.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, will probably be the end of today's stream. Oh my god. We're finally getting into the real meat and potatoes of an Ace Attorney game. Oh my god. Oh god, the character writing is so good in these games. I love Bad. I'm really interested in like the way this part of the story ties into the next case and like what's happening with Kay Faraday in the future. Oh man, I also love seeing all our good friends and characters that we've come to know and love. I love little baby Edgeworth, little baby Franziska, little baby Gummy, and little baby Kay. They're like they're all like little babies, even though Gumshoe's like 25 years old and everybody else is like 18 and 12. But yeah, that's probably gonna be everything for today. Saturday, no wait, what day is it today? Today's still Tuesday, right? Yeah, Thursday. Thursday, we're continuing this game. And then we're probably going to be able to finish this case. and maybe even start the next one. And then on Saturday, that's going to be the extra long stream where I complete the rest of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. So look forward to that. Finally, hopefully it doesn't get delayed again. But yeah, thank you so much for coming. Oh my God. Oh, this is a really good case so far. I feel like, you know what's funny? Well, I guess not really funny, but like, you know what's weird? I feel like I've heard complaints about this game. I've heard people say that for some reason the first game isn't that good. I feel like it's pretty good. Like, I haven't felt like any of the cases were bad so far. Like, even arguably the filler case was still pretty good. Like, even though it took place in the in the worst like area ever imagined, in the worst setting in Disneyland, but it's with the blue badger, it was still a pretty good case with a pretty good mystery. And like, I didn't really get stuck anywhere except for that one part where I just got brain farted. But like, this game's been pretty good so far. I don't know, unless the last case is really bad. I don't know why people say like, oh, you have to play the second game. The first game isn't that good, but you have to play it to get to the second game. And it's like, I don't know. I really like this game. I don't know what any of the complaints are about. But yeah, thank you so much for coming. I will see you all next time. And as always, oh Yasu Moriarty. A good night.